Hey, what's up? I've never seen my camera look this bad in my life. But what's up? Now, many people be talking about the award show. I woke up to that today, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I said, well, let me try to see what they're talking about. What's up, C Mac? And all these award shows for years, they've been just the most brutal award shows in the world. Well, when BET sold the company, Mr. Johnson, and it is no longer controlled by African Americans, when black entertainment television is not controlled by blacks in entertainment or television, you have a problem. You have a very serious problem. The main problem is this: most people, most people decided that this was entertainment. And because most people decided that this was the type of entertainment they wanted to see and was going down, and by them being acceptant of every single thing, because they're scared if they say anything, if they say one thing, the rest of the world will freak out and be like, oh God, they're going to cancel us. It's the cancel culture. I could give a damn. When the award show isn't about awards or performances, it's about sideshow, antics, and BS. Then what is it all about? What does it really mean? Or has it ever meant anything? Hit the like button. If you think about it, back when the award show was in its heyday, they used to have the AMCs, the American Music Awards. That went away. The Soul Train Music Awards, it went away. They started eliminating these shows and started creating new shows. You would have these shows like the Grammys. The BET Awards was created to replace the Soul Train Music Awards. And the Soul Train Music Awards, people stopped attending. And this was in the late 80s. Our people weren't supporting the Soul Train Music Awards anymore. And it did not make any sense as to why this was happening. What's up, Smash? I see you. Smash the like button. I had a real problem with everybody showing all this stuff yesterday. And a lot of black families I saw really complained about what they were showing on television yesterday. That put people on notice to let people know this is what they are doing to your youth, your children. That's right. We have the choice not to watch. This is happening because they show you this garbage on social media. Well, on national television now with these goofy reality shows that are built around absolutely nothing but drama every day. So all it is drama. And then they put all of these people on the show. Most celebrities, the A-list celebrities, don't go to these things anymore. Well, that's good. You said they just put out an ad with Little Nas X for this video when he came up in here. Hey, salute, Kwame. Yeah, my email is in my description, I believe, of my video. Email me, and yeah, I will come on your show, man. I'd love to do that and chop it up. But see, remember when I told you the president of BET, when Choke No Joke was there, when Charlemagne was doing his thing? Remember how I told you the reason why they felt comfortable doing that with Choke? Because at that time, the president of BET was openly out there and was wearing a dress in the office. I kid you not. Yeah, black entertainment television is not controlled by black and entertainment or television. Once Mr. Johnson sold it, he was done. Now, how are you gonna have black entertainment television controlled by people who aren't black? There's like nobody black working at BET in it. How they gonna be in charge of programming? The program director, everybody. No blacks in entertainment or television is running black entertainment television. How does that make sense? But see, they've always been doing this with these shows. See, they put on reality shows that's built on nothing but garbage. And women sit there and watch it because they're attracted to it. And they just sit there. They even suckered my mom into watching that doggone show, that ridiculous show. What's that show where they give him the rose, where he's sleeping with all these girls in a mansion and all these girls fighting for time, and then he give him a rose, The Bachelor. Okay, and they try to make it classy. They put all these shows with all these women argue and fight with each other, and they all chastising their men. Why do they do that? No, we're educating you. You think it's drama. You think what we did with Maddie Patty and doggone Cap and Jack was negativity? No, that wasn't negativity at all. That's us exposing them for being the liars and propaganda that they are. Somebody just sent me a clip of their latest show, and they up there got his doggone feet in the air, Matty Patty, showing off his shoes that LeBron James gave him. LeBron James gave them a pair of his doggone shoes. And you would think they had never gotten anything in life. He got his feet all up in the air in the camera. Look what Brian gave me. I'm like, dog, you can go to the store, spend 300 some odd dollars, and buy them ugly ass shoes that he just gave you. And because he gave you those shoes, you got to act like that on your show. They stole that show. All the Smoke podcasts copied off the Knuckleheads with Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson. They're trying to be them. Stole their whole shit. Yeah, they stole it. You think these two on a show are the most uninteresting people in the world to listen to? Exactly. To see the reason why they was in Atlanta, I mean, they had to go out to the fight, right? The one with Gervonta Davis. They had to be there. Matt Barnes didn't want to go. They were in the middle of doing something else to promote that doggone dead ass movie of his. Because those two are really brothers. You know, like they've been through it. You know what I'm saying? They really been through it. Darius Miles is another high school talent that came in this league and was completely disrespected. And he went through a lot through his career coming up. Now, if Kwame can get him on, that would really be huge. I would want to know if he can get him on there because he went through the same type of scrutiny. And once he said, we don't need LeBron, when they was like, man, we don't need a rookie, we doing fine. They actually had a good team with Ricky Davis, him, they had a decent team. Now, Darius Miles wasn't LeBron, but they didn't know how to use him. They didn't know how to integrate him. Mm-hmm. Well, you got to remember, these award shows were ran as propaganda pieces to showcase white talent to increase record sales. That's what it was created for. They used that to create that to make these shows so that they could promote white artists, mainly those who couldn't sell records. And they'll put them in the same room with the people who actually were popular. They're blending those guys in so that the public can see them and be like, oh, wow, they were good on the award show. Let me go buy their record. That's why award shows were created. Then they would have one African American act. It wouldn't even be televised. And then when one record company finds a African American talent, where it's Anita Baker, Whitney Houston, then they're that's the exception to the rule. Then when the Michael Jackson came along, that changed the game. But did you know the award shows is where it all changed for Michael Jackson? The reason why he didn't do any more award shows. It started with the Grammys. So all these other award shows showed up and started creating their own paths. They just start making shows because they wanted the celebrities in the room. But this is why no main celebrities go to award shows anymore. Not to these BETs and all of this. It's because they start putting reality show stars on the red carpet. And they're like, I'm sitting here on the carpet with somebody who was like my bad life, where they put a bunch of regular people in a room in one house and try to eliminate them till there's one. And that's good enough to be on the red carpet with me. My career is done if that happens. So they don't even want to show up. It's a bad look for them. That's how they view it. Oh, this is a bad look for me. I don't want to be on the red carpet no more. So they complain to try to restrict some of these, what they call common folks, and not real reality stars being on the red carpet. Y'all didn't know this is a real thing. They like, look, me and my clients are not coming to your event until you limit some of these reality show stars. Because now these reality show stars are broke. They come from basically the hood and they apply to be on a TV show. So they're on the red carpet trying to get pictures and autographs too. They with celebrities and stuff. You got Tom Hanks and all them names. Who is this? That's why what's his name? Jerry Seinfeld was freaked out when the chick ran up to him. Oh, you're a fan. He's in the interview. Can I get a hug? He was, no, you can't. He didn't know who she was. He thought she was one of them reality show stars on the red carpet. Yeah, I'm gonna address Scotty and what's going on with Scotty Pippen. Scotty got a lot of issues going on, so I'll address that later on. Of course, Diddy gonna say that. Diddy gonna say whatever he's paid to say. Diddy okay with all of it. Diddy is not somebody I think about when I start thinking about self-respect or morals. I don't think of Diddy. Right, he's the one that came out with the vote to die, right? With supporting John Kerry. But they never got behind the black guy like Alan Keyes, somebody who was talking some real talk. Alan Keyes scared the world. I'm telling you, Keyes is something else. Keyes had me ready to go to the polls. I'm like, I'm voting for him. He crazy. Man, whenever you have the Democratic Party and your own Republican Party against you, and you Republican, a black Republican like Alan Keyes, man, bruh, Adam Keyes was off the chain. The stuff he was saying, You wouldn't even believe, dog, some of the stuff Alan Keys was saying, bro. He was he was ahead of his time. Like people weren't saying that on television. So they just wrote him off as somebody who was insane and out of his mind. Right. That's what I'm saying. Gavin is done. No, you on that man thing. Yeah, I had to. He was up 28-7 against me, and I beat him 49-28. Let's look at it and see. Now we all can recall what they tried to do with Vanilla Ice to hip hop, and it was displayed at the American Music Awards. Right? Mariah Carey clearly debut album blew everything away. Everything. She's supported by Tommy Mantola, and she lose to Vanilla Ice. I'm sorry, Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby wasn't better at all than Mariah Carey. This is what crossed Mariah Carey over to the blacks because we liked Mariah Carey debut album, but we really didn't get behind it at all until that incident. Once we saw them give American Music Awards to a rapper, and the first rapper in history to get it, and it was Vanilla Ice, it was on. It was on. The next week was like, I think it was like the next week or the week later, the Soul Train Awards would follow the American Music Awards. And we had the same category. Heavy D is the king for the announcing that award. When everybody thought he was going to announce Vanilla Ice, he said, "No, what is Vanilla? I don't think so. Not here. Not tonight." The real winner is Mariah Carey. And Mariah Carey attended that awards, and that took her to the stratosphere with us because we were showing Mariah, we accept you. You with us. And that crossed her over. So these award shows were meant to promote and sell records. This is what it was created for. Now, the BET Awards, now what they're created for is just to bring attention to artists. They're not even selling records. Nothing about what happened yesterday was about selling records. What they were selling to you is idealism, imagery. Everything you saw on there yesterday was idolatry, sick, disgusting, all of it, everything in one. It was disgusting to watch. They never showed any African American women on there in any type of form that wasn't slutty related. Thanks, Star Rebel. I appreciate that. They're mocking the world. But you see, they only do that with us. You see, we're not watching these shows. Like most of the real people, we don't watch these shows. Most of the people that are in the upper echelon bracket, they're not watching the BET Awards. The BET Awards is going to get watched by people who are in our youth from 18 to 24 to maybe 35 or whatever. The youth that's coming up, they're watching this, so they think this is the new norm. See, they're not worried about you. If you pass your 30s, they already got you. They're not worried about you. They want to keep concentrating on your youth. Because if they see this imagery that they've been using since Vietnam Wars and all these wars, training soldiers to be more brainwashed to go into war, using all of these tactics with television and imagery to get them. They use all these tests before they start putting out television, putting out programs. That's what it's called. Tell, lie, vision. Why do you think they show you commercials? The imagery. You go on TV, they show you this fake burger. It's not even a real burger they show you. And you see the little steam coming up. You see that, and immediately you crave for it with the imagery. And you start saying to yourself, man, I gotta have that burger. Imagery. That's why they know they could sell it to you. That's why advertisers put advertisement on these videos. The imagery. Before you came here, there was probably an ad that was in the category of the title. Like somebody said, they were like, hey, they showed a Lil Nas X ad right when this video, right before I clicked to get in here. Right. They're called programs because that's what they always were, program you to show up at a certain time to watch something. Now they put real programs on, those for the people who are in the know or in business that are attracted to these things in the upper echelon. Other things are made for distractions to keep people in the boxes that they are in. Most people that watch these shows, like the BET programs and all that, they're not going anywhere. And they bring that stuff to their real life. They bring all that toxic behavior and all that stuff to their real life. All the women that was on that award show yesterday, all of them looked like they were straight out of a strip club. They don't even know how to dress anymore. They think the less they show, the more sexier they are. If you are attractive, if you are sexy, it doesn't even make a difference. People have always been sexy and attractive, covering themselves. They don't leave anything for the imagination. You can see it all on stage. Mm-hmm. Answer yourself this. Why did they want to buy BET? Why did Mr. Johnson sell out? Mr. Johnson made millions of Johnson and Johnson products. He made millions of Ebony and Jet Showcase. Who was buying these products? We were. D-Style, that makes the most sense I've ever heard. We were. And that put that man in a position of power because he didn't need them. He didn't. He didn't need, they couldn't tell Mr. Johnson what to do. His products were crushing it. He had hair care. He had Johnson and Johnson's powder. A baby's born every day. Many babies are born every day. And everybody had Johnson and Johnson's powder. They had everything. They had it. Everything on lock. Now, what happened here? He decided to create his own show because Soul Train Awards was going down. People weren't going to Don Cornelius's thing no more, and they were starting to fall. Michael Jackson came back and did a performance once they said, hey man, we finna lose the Soul Train Awards. Because people started cutting funding to it. And it was just going down. Plus Don Cornelius was going crazy. The celebrities didn't want to be around him no more. Well, the thing is that the programming has always been a mess. The problem isn't cable. There's programs on there that are educational, that teach you about life. They just weren't meant for you. See, here's what happened. Mr. Johnson decided that he was going to expand and go into television and getting his own network for us, where we could put out our television shows so we don't have to beg people for pilots. If you seen my One Crack News, you just saw a multimillionaire, successful Black woman who's a doctor put out a series, a pilot series about her life. Hot mess millionaire. She goes from being poor to a millionaire, married, whole nine. And the same people who aired her pilot did well, got all these 5-star reviews, got streams, got the numbers, and they still told her no. Because she's not protecting the right imagery on what they want to promote. Black success and independence and power. They don't like that. BET had all these educational programs. They had Teen Summit. They had all of these different educational programs when Mr. Johnson was running things. It was truly Black entertainment television. People were going there with their television shows, pilots, everything. So to combat it, they decided, Warner Brothers wanted to combat what BET was doing. So they came out with the UPN to try to make it sound urban and black. Then they started putting black shows on to compete with what was happening with BET. See, they want that 5% because they know we're going to watch television more than the original human being. Poor people watch more television. Now, Mr. Johnson decided he was going to go into creating his own outlet and network system, meaning cutting off Viacom and everybody else involved, have his own line and control it. Now he was engaging into something more dangerous. Because people stopped reading magazines as much. So Jet magazine started to falter. Publications were starting to change. As the years were going by, they were moving more and more towards the internet, more than actually buying things, which killed the newspaper industry. The newspaper industry, journalists, all of these guys started to fall at the wayside as they had to reposition themselves because not too many people buy newspapers anymore. So the smaller publications started to fall off, like the Chicago Defender and all of these other small places that talked about our community. We used to have newspapers for our community. So now most of that is on the internet now. And because of that, it opened up a doorway where everybody was an expert, sort of like now, right? So it's confusing to find real information. You find a lot of propaganda and people selling you things and pulling you in directions that might not even be true. Yeah, the final call was here because the final call is by my house because the temple, the mosque is by our house. Right? And get ready because we're going to leave in a minute. Well, not too many people were supporting him because after all these years, what have they done? They sold you a bunch of magazines and gave you a bunch of bean pies. And what did they do? Did they actually set up any youth centers? Did they actually set up anything that was for us in the community of the South Side of Chicago? They opened up a bakery for themselves and made money. They had a restaurant and a bakery. What did they do for us? What did the nation do for us? That was propaganda at that time. They needed to do that. They ran Mr. Johnson out. He went to buy an NBA basketball team. So they took his bid. They took Mr. Johnson's bid for the Charlotte, what was the Bobcats when they opened the team back up. They cut out all the other ones. They cut out my buddy, B.J. Armstrong, and a lot of other people. They cut them out. And they undercut all these other people because Mr. Johnson was by himself and had enough money and was vetted. He was flawless. So that was that. B.J. Armstrong and them were buddies. They were on a bid to buy a team. Scottie Pippen and Christian Laettner was on a partnership to buy a team, and Christian Laettner took $10 million from him. That was crazy. Scottie never got his 10 million back. It's crazy. No, because you got to read in between the lines of what Matty was doing. He was showing off the shoes because they're puppets. These are just some more people LeBron got under his thumb. But Jack was just calling LeBron a snitch. Wasn't too long ago. So, yeah. So that's why all of these things are happening the way they are. But I'm gonna get ready to roll because I gotta take him home, and we'll chop it up later. Oh, I got a lot to say about old Jack. Eagle Fang, baby. Don't forget to hit the like button, support the show. On the Patreon, we're gonna go into this too, because you're gonna actually see what I'm talking about over there. So we will be doing that on the Patreon today. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. Hopefully all y'all subscribed and hit that notification bell. I'm out.